Hey everyone, welcome back to Weekend's Confirmed Question of the Week. Andrea Rene here. I'm joined by Jeff Mattis and Garnet Lee. And this week we are going to be answering a question from @Thomas Reese, or perhaps it's Rice. I apologize if I pronounced that incorrectly. And he asked, what do you guys think about the indoctrination theory for Mass Effect 3's ending? Now, without trying to make this too long-winded, because we could probably talk about this quite extensively.
Remember, you were making fun of me for Resident Evil 6.
Yes.
Just going to say that.
I was.
That's true.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You guys have to listen to the full show to find out exactly what we're talking about. But for this question, I think that the only way for BioWare to back out of the kind of bungle that they did with the ending is to have this be what happened, is that Shepard is indoctrinated.
What?
Yeah, well, we should... I guess it's a little late to say this, but there's going to be spoilers in this video.
Yeah, good point.
Spoilers! I mean, I know you say what, but I mean, there's just too many... I literally have a public Google Doc that details all of the things that are wrong with the ending of the game.
Do you really?
No, I didn't start it. Somebody else...
Oh, I thought you said you had one.
I didn't start it.
Wow.
I'm part of it.
I was distracted by Ryan, who's now... Ryan's now standing over here like this.
Okay.
I can't hear you!
No. I didn't start this. I was invited to the Google Doc, and there's been a lot of collaborators on it. There's evidence of direct quotations from the game, screenshots from the game, all of these things from the game that are like X, Y, and Z equals indoctrination.
Did you are now Renee Mulder.
What?
You are Renee Mulder.
So you're not
I want to believe so bad. Oh my god!
I'm just saying, as a longtime fan of the series and of the lore, they left a lot of loopholes that can only be explained by this one thing. And if you guys talk a lot with the guys in the bottom level of the ship, the two dudes, Vega and Cortez, I believe. Vega, if you go up to him and you've had a number of conversations with him, he'll mention this thing like, "Do you hear that buzzing sound?" And you're like, wait a minute, what's that? But that's one of the things about being indoctrinated, is that there's like this buzzing sound, and there's a lot of...
So Vega's indoctrinated.
There's a lot of evidence that suggests that you're indoctrinated, and perhaps the people on your ship are. So I'm just saying, there's evidence. It's there. Look it up. Guys?
Well, I'll admit to not being completely, as knowledgeable about the theory. However, the principle of the theory, I honestly think it's sort of symptomatic of having a narrative that doesn't quite answer every single question, and you've got fans that are, myself included, that are really like the fiction, and those that were rubbed wrong by the ending probably went back and you start looking for stuff. I think Kanata brought it up the other episode where he was talking about the reference in Star Wars that Han Solo makes about the Millennium Falcon being able to make the Kessel run in 12 parsecs.
Right.
And how when Lucas wrote that, it really didn't have the...
He was just grabbing a mumbo-jumbo word.
Yeah. So I think there's, there's enough that you can... Any sort of fiction you can tend to read stuff into, and the more holes there are and more little things that don't quite mesh up or aren't explained, leave more room for that.
That's totally fair, but I think the reason why the fans are so upset about the ending is because it was very clearly defined, this is going to be the end of this story.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like, and that's why they're like, well, listen, it's not going to be the end if you left all of these gaping holes in the story. I think that's why people are up in arms about it. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about it. Obviously, a lot of people have a lot of different opinions about it, including this guy. You're just going to sit over there with your arms crossed?
I'm just going to say, I think it's hilarious, you guys explaining it off. It's like, they didn't deliver on the promise, and... That's what happens. It's no different than the Wachowskis or...
That's a very great example with The Matrix, absolutely.
They got to or Lost. It's very difficult to pull these journeys into a satisfactory close. Mm-hmm. And I think that they probably struggled with this question a lot. They did an admirable job of attempting to pull those things together with the statues that you talked to on the way up to the final confrontation. But I think they dropped the ball, and I think that the sad truth is we don't want to believe they dropped the ball, but they weren't able to pull it across the finishing line as strong as they were for the 99% of the rest of the series, which was fantastic.
Yep.
And I'm okay with that.
Made
my peace with it.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with this new extended cut DLC that they've announced. So I'm guessing we're going to have to revisit this discussion after that comes out and see exactly how BioWare does address the ending of the game.
Future question of the week.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much for your question. We'll see you guys next time.
Jeff Kanata and Garnet Lee. And this week's question comes from Carrick KJ. He says he's asking about undiscovered gems, and he says, "Does information overload reduce the surprise factor? Finding out too much information beforehand about a game." As an enthusiast, me personally, it doesn't ruin the surprise at all. I mean, if there's something brand new and innovative.